Hi everybody, this is Oleg. Welcome to Organ Preparedness. Once again, I want to talk to you about food. Food is something we need at least twice a day. I usually eat 2 times a day. Most people eat 3 times. Growing kids 4 or 5 times. So needless to say, we need to think about food. And today in this video, I wanted to talk about food that you can get out of nature. Of course, food that you have in your preps, in your pantries, you should not touch it for as long as possible. You should leave it alone until there is absolutely no other source. And first you need to try to get it out of nature if and when possible. If you live in an urban area, of course, all that food is going to disappear rather quickly. If you live in a small town, in the country, in some rural areas, it's probably going to last for quite a long time. So, in my opinion, we should all, me included, should get into knowledge of what's out there, what can we get. Right now there's deer and elk and pheasants and wild turkeys and plenty of fish in the rivers. And there's just list goes on and on and on. There's wild boars, which is a good thing. Right now, wild boars are considered a problem in most states, but it's a good news for crab hills defense area because that's a lot of meat. That's a lot of bacon and pork running around, organic. But what we need to do is we need to have ways to get that food. And for that you need a rifle or a pistol or a shotgun. There's plenty of Canadian geese. Of course, I'm sure also with time they will disappear. But at least in the beginning you can, get them while you can, freeze dry them or make, preserve them with the salt, whatnot. Anyway, it's free food basically, and we need to have a list of things that we can get out of nature. Animals wise, edibles that grow, wild berries, mushrooms. But you need to be careful with that because mushrooms, you can easily die or get poisoned with those. So I recommend, and I'm speaking to myself first of all, get the books and start learning, get the knowledge, what's good, what's bad. There's wild berries, wild strawberries out in the nature. There are little ones, they're sweet, they're really tasty. And if you live by the ocean, there is obviously plenty of fish. And when crab hits the fan, I doubt commercial fishing is gonna go on as much as it does now. Simply because there will be no fuel for those boats, that catch crab and fish. Which means more resources in the ocean, Additionally to all the fish in the ocean, there is crabs, there is clams. And those crabs, they're not that hard to catch. You throw crab trap in the water with little bait in it, you wait a little bit, you pull out, and there it is. I personally have never caught crab, but I've seen people doing it on Oregon coast lots of times. It's really simple. I used to catch with my friends lots of crawfish, and some of the lakes and rivers are just full of them, and that's also a source of food. So we need to know what's out there and how to get it. You need to have ways to get it. You need to have a rifle, you need to have a gun. And I think in the beginning rifle and gun will be fine, but as SHTF progresses, it's going to be crucial to be quiet. And how can you get food quietly without a gun? There's bow, there is a crossbow. Crossbow is awesome. It's really accurate, it's quiet, it's powerful, and there is trapping too. You can use traps to get food, so you need to be creative. And I would say we need to get the knowledge and put it into practice now. Now that we don't need to get food out of wild, we need to practice it, so if and when crab hits the fan, we know what we're doing. If we don't practice, chances of us getting it right will be slim to none, you know. The game will just disappear right in front of our eyes, you know. Another source of food is rabbits, you know. Right now, there's lots of them in the wild, of course, and every city park, at least in Oregon, is full of them, you know. Every little piece of nature that's untouched by housing is usually full of rabbits, you know. And I'm sure they're gonna disappear. They're gonna go first, you know. And people that live in southern states like Southwest, Arizona, Texas, New Mexico, there's another source of food. That's rattlesnakes, you know. I personally would not want to eat rattlesnake if I don't have to, but if I had to, I would. It's meat, it's protein, and the good news is there's a lot of them. Obviously, it's a dangerous game to get, but it's just gotta be careful. It's still food, you know, and something like snake, you can kill with a shovel, you know. Just need to be careful, don't get too close, and you can probably feed a couple of people with one snake, maybe even more, depends on the size of the snake. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is we need to get knowledge, what's out there, because every region is slightly different. You know, what we have in Oregon, you may not have in Louisiana. Or something which you have in New York may not exist somewhere in Midwest, you know, in Iowa or something. So we need to know what's edible, what's not, you know. There's hazelnuts that grow in the woods. They probably don't grow everywhere, but they grow a lot, you know. You need to get to know what's out there, what food walks, flies, swims, grows, and we need to know how to get it. You know, preferably quietly, if not with a gun at first, you know. Things like bear, I think bears are edible, you know. And things like wild boars, maybe with a crossbow you could get a boar, smaller one. Bigger one, I'm not sure. Their skin is really tough. So you probably need a gun or some heavy duty trap, or create a trap, like, you know, figure out where they run and dig a hole in there and capture one that way, like cavemen used to do. Anyway, when crap hits the fan, we're gonna have to get creative in more than one ways. So gonna conclude this video, something to think for everybody, you know. If you have some suggestions, ideas, please leave them in comments below. Please like and share this video if you find it useful, and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you in the next upload. Thank you for watching.